Hello everyone, this is Katharine's Creatures, episode 105, and this is a series where I get to touch base upon and cover a little bit about various mythological creatures, beast, beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide, and always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything, I do apologize in advance. And today we're going to go down to South America and talk about the Anhanga. And the Anhanga is this being, sometimes called a spirit or entities, and sometimes even in a beast form, that was believed by a variety of different people from Brazil. And I'm going to cover 3 different versions of the Anhanga today. Now, from the Tupinamba people, hopefully I got that close to being correct, they believe the Anhanga is a being that takes on a variety of forms, is viewed as a threat to the dead, is often seen by the living, and what it does, it kind of beats up and threatens not only the physical body, but also the souls, and can punish them too. And for the living, it will cause this memory of the suffering that the dead entailed, and kind of torment the living because they're essentially almost reliving the suffering that other people had to deal with. And of course, this means it is viewed as a malignant spirit. That should come as no level of shock. Now, the largest concern for the Anhanga, for this group of people, is the fact that during the time when they're preparing the dead to journey to essentially a kind of afterlife, it's called Guayupia, and it translates the land without evils. And during this preparation for the transitioning from life to death, what the people do is they have 2 things to kind of almost prevent and pacify the Anhanga's threat. One of which is to deposit a food offering. So the food is supposed to not only feed the dead spirit while it's waiting to transition, but also kind of satiate the Anhanga, who comes and tries to prey on the dead. And they don't want it to actually eat the corpse. So they offer all these kind of food to try to satiate the Anhanga. The other thing they do is light a fire, because fire is seen as a sort of protection. So they have the fire to kind of warm the corpse during the preparation period, and to keep away and fend off the Anhanga from coming near the corpse. So again, a malevolent spirit by this particular group. Now, the Maui people view it as kind of almost like a demon of sorts. Again, not a great thing. In this version, he takes a variety of forms and is known for setting curses to kind of lead to possession of people, where he can kidnap them so he can kill them and consume them. That's lovely. So again, a bad spirit for mankind. And so one of the things about this particular version of Anhanga, while the prior one is fended off by fire, this one has a phobia of water. Doesn't like water, cannot swim, and so water is used to fend off the Maui's version of the Anhanga. Now, the third version of the Anhanga is from the Tupi mythology, and this one's totally different than the rest, because in the Tupi mythology, this entity doesn't really care about harming humans. What it does care about is to defend and avenge abused animals, and particularly any animals that were victimized unnecessarily by insatiable hunters. And so it's kind of this vengeful spirit for the flora and fauna of the ecosystem. So my personal cup of tea, this is one of my favorite ones, because it's a little different than the vengeful spirit kind of types that the other 2 populists believe in, but that's just my cup of tea. But in this one, the Anhanga can appear as a white deer with fiery eyes, and though it protects all kinds of animals, flora and fauna alike, it's particularly protective over female animals that are pregnant. So that's when it takes like extreme vengeance on anybody who is willing to harm a pregnant animal. So I just wanted to point this out because I thought this was a really interesting entity that has such a wide, diverse set of belief systems based on the various populations that believe in it. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. And until next time, everyone, Skål.